From the left coast, it's a show for the streets, strictly for the culture, strictly for our people. YouTube the views, log on and stream. Some news you can use with your host Khrissy B. Get familiar, yeah. Get familiar. Get familiar. Get familiar. You gotta get familiar. Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you for the countdown, Marvin. What's up, you guys? I am Khrissy B, your host of Get Familiar. Thank you guys so much for tapping in with us. I really, really appreciate it. You know, the numbers are going up, so I'm happy about that. People are tapping in on Instagram. Hey. You guys know where to find me at I am Khrissy B, Nina Deuce _. Real quick before I start, I want to start with my guest. I'm really excited about my 6th annual music and media event. I hope you're there. You will get the invite. July 16th in Lamarck Park. It is going down. I just sealed my billboard on Crenshaw and 60th. For anybody that knows, it's such a big deal for me. I got a billboard in my neighborhood where I grew up at.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, I'm so excited about this. So I just really want to say thank you to everybody that helped make that, happen for me. So let me stop rambling because I am with somebody that is just so dope coming up in the music scene. Before I introduce who he is, okay, so you know how on Instagram people like send you just videos and reels of somebody rapping or somebody doing something? That's how you fell into my lap.
Oh, really?
You always were like the person that was be sent to me. Like somebody would always send me like one of your videos. Check this out. Like all of your, I swear, if I show you some DMs from friends, you are in there. Like people have sent me some of your reels and your videos. And we're gonna welcome Torrian Ball. How are you?
Doing good.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. You are new to LA.
Yes, I am.
How long you been here now?
I've been here less than a year.
Okay, so give me the real on how you feel about us LA people.
So far, I mean, it's been love. I ain't gonna lie.
Good.
You know what I mean? Like, having, relationships and knowing people before I got out here made it a lot easier to kind of navigate and get around the right people and stuff like that. So I'm big on energy. Yeah. So if I sense some weird energy, I'm gonna keep my distance anyway. So I'm very selective. Okay. But it's been love, man. Like as soon as I got here, I started going viral. Like my content started taking off and I see that there's a space for me here, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm not in the cold no more.
Good. So tell people where you're from.
I'm from Illinois.
Okay.
Born and raised in the Midwest.
Okay. So, I mean, I've never been to Chicago.
Oh, really?
No. So if I'm saying, hey, Torrian, I'm coming to your city. Like, I want you to walk me through where I need to go.
Oh, for sure.
Like, give me some spots.
Oh, for sure. First and foremost, you gotta have a pizza.
Okay.
You gotta have a pizza. We got the best Italian food in the country.
Good to know.
So you gotta go to Giordano's. You gotta go to Home Run Inn. Y'all gotta, you gotta hit the Portillo's. You know what I'm saying? And last but not least, the Jamaican spots too.
So these are food spots.
You got the food spots is first.
First things first.
You know what
Coming
I'm saying?
off the plane, trying to find some food.
Got to get the food, but you got to hit Harold's.
Harold's, okay.
Harold's Chicken. Harold's Chicken.
This sounds like a mom and pop little situation.
It started out as a mom and pop situation, and now they're really starting to branch out. They just opened one at Fox Hill Mall, black owned.
They're in the Fox Hills Mall?
Yep.
This Fox Hills Mall?
Yes.
What is it called again? Harold's?
Harold's Chicken.
Okay.
And it's amazing. They got their own sauce. It's called mild sauce. And when you order your chicken there, you got to say salt, pepper, mild sauce.
It's being very specific.
Very specific. You know what I'm saying? Just so they know. They're like, okay, either you from Chicago or somebody from Chicago.
Why do I have to make sure I ask you about that one more time when we done with this so I can go check it out?
Factual.
Okay, that's dope. Okay, so you gave me all my food spots. So now if I wanted to like go out, hang out on the scene.
Just
what do you mean, stay in the house? I be hearing it's a little rough out there.
You know what I'm saying?
To us, like we feel like it's like goes down in Chicago.
It do. And if anybody that's just coming in town trying to catch a vibe, I would keep it downtown. I would keep it, maybe
keep it cute, basically.
Yeah, keep it cute. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a lot. It's a lot going on in the city. You know what I'm saying? And especially when it gets hot. Like, unfortunately for y'all.
In the summertime?
Yeah, in the summertime. Like, unfortunately for y'all, like, y'all don't have seasonal changes here. So, like, it's a lot of stuff that goes on when it's cold and everybody's stuck inside. People get cabin fever. And then when it gets hot out, everybody finally gets to see that person you was beefing with all winter.
That's intense.
Yes, and everybody's playing Get Back in Chicago.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, when a lot of people think about, like, Chirac and the whole... like all of the killings and shootings that happen in Chicago, a lot of people wonder like, well, why are all these people just constantly shooting at each other and stuff like that? It's generations of people that have been getting killed on both sides. It's not even a gang affiliated anymore. It's family affiliated. Yo, you know, your cousin killed my uncle back in the day, or you know what I'm saying? Your brother killed my cousin, your brother killed my sister. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of that. And so that's where a lot of the violence stems from. It's just generationally passed down. Like, we don't mess with them over there. Cause I know out here in California, you know what I'm saying, y'all gangbanging is different. It's different out here.
No, it's very different. And you know what's interesting about us is that you can go, like, you can live on one block and you can step into you can go like maybe 2 blocks down and be in a whole nother hood.
Yeah.
You know? But you know, I'm born and raised. You know, I grew up in the Crenshaw district. We're in Inglewood, by the way. And so Inglewood and Crenshaw district are so close. You know what I'm saying? Somebody actually just tweeted like, y'all need to stop. Inglewood and LA are this like, how can we just won't merge the cities? I'm like, no, Inglewood is over here and this is us over here. We not, the school districts are different. All of it is completely divided. But yeah, the gangbanging scene out here it goes down too.
Yes.
It does go down. And like I said, you can just literally be in one neighborhood and 2 blocks down, you in a whole nother hood.
Yo.
So you have to watch what hats you wear.
That's what I was at a
watch your hats.
Yes. I went to I'm trying to figure out where I was at. I forgot what park I was at, but I was at such a wholesome event. They was giving out sea moss and sage.
Seemed
and
very
crystals,
holistic until it got real.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, we all sitting there chopping it up, and like one of the dudes that was a part of the event, he had pulled me to the side and he was like, yo, I know you ain't from here. Peeped your plates. You know
exactly.
And he was like, but that hat you got on, you know what I'm saying? It's some, you know.
And that's a good heads up.
Yeah.
Because
facts.
a lot of people don't know.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I thought y'all was blue and red out here. No. You know what I'm saying? They like,
it's so much more deeper than that.
Yeah, it's hats. They was like, yo,
it's
it's big. They big on your hats, you know what I'm saying?
Because a lot of the Crips wear red and vice versa. The color, not that the colors don't matter, because it used to be a time where they were heavy. Like, you were no Crip wearing no red.
Yep.
And the other way around. But not so much anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, the hats, I say, is a big thing to kind of watch out for.
And I'm a hat guy. You know what I'm saying?
Find something neutral.
Right? I'm just about to start making my own.
Make your own shit. Better find something neutral. But yeah, so, okay, that's dope. Okay, so what about, I want to know, again, not being from Chicago, but for all the people that are going to be tapping in from your hometown, like, what school did you go to? Did you play any sports? You giving me very like football player, maybe running back vibes?
Yes, I was a running back.
Okay, I felt that.
I played football up until my sophomore year.
Okay. And
my sophomore year, I got into a car accident that left me paralyzed.
And you talked about that in one of your songs on your latest project.
Yes, indeed. And then on a previous project, I have a song called My God that really like runs through play for play on exactly what happened in my car accident. But just to make, a long story short, my power steering went out on the highway. And,
on the freeway.
Yeah, on the first day of school. And like in the Midwest, you have the highway and then there's dips. And then after the dip, that's where like the cornfields start in the Midwest. And so like I'm on this country highway, my power steering goes out, I'm going like 70.
Oh my God.
And the car ramps out off of the ditch and starts doing bumper to bumper flips. Oh my God. And smacks into a tree. And they said, the fact that I didn't have a seatbelt on saved my life. Yeah.
How so?
It's crazy. Because
you could have flew out the window or something, right?
Yeah, could have flew out the window.
But the car was flipping and you hit a tree.
And they said that basically the way the car was flipping and twisting and turning, the seatbelt would have just snapped my neck. It would have just wrapped around me. And so they're like, we have no idea how y'all survived this.
It was other people in the car?
Yeah, it was me and my best friend Isaac was in the car. And luckily, he got it way better than me. I ended up paralyzed. But he had a concussion, like a major concussion from the situation. And some scratches and bruises, but that was it.
Well, God had a plan for you.
Most definitely.
God had a plan for you, because that sounds intense. I'm trying to visualize that. I am visualizing it, and it just sounds like it. Yeah. It just sounds like, how do you make it out of that?
Yeah, it was a crazy situation.
God had a plan for you. We are obviously glad that you're here. I'm sure your family and your friends and your loved ones were like dropping to their knees to know that you came out of the situation. Now paralyzed for how long?
I was paralyzed for 11 months and I flatlined. So I've died before, and I flatlined for 20 seconds. And yeah, man, it was, I do know, and I can say wholeheartedly that there is something after this, because I felt that I went through that experience. And yeah, I knew that God really had a big plan for me. And I was in love with sports. I thought I was going to the NFL, baby.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But God said, I gave you a gift with words,
Yeah.
and I'm going to make you touch the world with it.
Yeah.
And I accepted that.
That's intense. The recovery process, because obviously I'm assuming if you flatline, it's all about kind of like trying to regain your memory, and you're just being mobile again. Like,
yeah, it was
learning. It's like learning everything all over again, I'm assuming.
It really was. And when certain parts of your body shut down, the rest of your body tries to make up for it. And so when I couldn't move my body, the only thing that I could control was my thoughts and emotions. And so that's why my music and my messages and my motivational messages come from such a different perspective, because of the fact that I am so emotionally intelligent. I was forced to become emotionally intelligent because that's the only thing that I could control. You know what I mean? And so when they talk about the power of the mind, I used it to the fullest extent. I never allow myself to believe that I would never walk again. I had a 40% chance of walking again. And, rehabilitation didn't work. I was confined to a hospital bed, and I was in the hospital for 3 months, I believe. And then they put a hospital bed in my room at home, and I was confined to that bed. And just the whole process of, they taught me like the motions and things like that, on how to like try to pull myself up and things like that. And slowly but surely, like I think it was about 9 months in, I started feeling something again in my legs.
Yeah.
And when that started, I just every day it was a trial every day. I just kept pushing. First, I went from, I went from crutches. I did the crutch thing, and then I did a walker, and then from the walker, I would go up and down the street, like in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? People would see me on the walker, and taking it slow. The homies would pull up on me. Hey, man, keep going, baby, keep going.
Good.
And it was a trying time in my life, man. But I feel like that was God just showing me His power and saying, look, I gave you a beautiful and amazing gift that's going to change the entire trajectory, not only for you, but for your whole family.
Yeah.
And, He doesn't want me to take that for granted.
Yeah. So was it shortly after that when you started really putting like pen to pad and started writing, creating music? Or there was the music?
The music was already there.
Okay.
But it was just, something for fun.
Yeah.
I got discovered at the age of 14.
Okay.
And by Twista from Chicago. Yeah, the legend.
Legend, dope. What a story.
Yeah,
like
my mom,
breakthrough story too.
Like my first rapping, when I first started rapping, it was like 6th grade.
Okay.
And my first rap was a dedication. It was me and the homies were gonna do, I forgot what song we were supposed to do, but a friend of mine named Chris, he was a part of the group that we was in for the talent show, and he ended up passing away. And 7th grade, that was the first time I experienced death. First time, somebody I knew, you know what I mean? And everybody else didn't want to do the talent show anymore. So I was like, yo, I'm about to do something for him. You know what I mean? And that's where my first song came from. And I remember rapping it, you know what I'm saying? Being nervous. Oh my God, I was so nervous.
Do you remember it though?
Oh yeah,
you do?
Absolutely. Because I remember I had my eyes closed for some of it. And I remember opening my eyes and looking up to the crowd and just seeing everybody in tears, the teachers. I remember them the principal calling to the house and saying, hey, y'all have, I don't know if y'all know he does this, but he has an amazing gift, and y'all really should pay attention.
So many people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's where it started. And so my mom was like, yo, so you want to be a rapper, huh? Okay, bet.
You know what? If your mom can get behind it, it's a rap.
It's a rap.
When your parents get behind what you're trying to do in your passion, man, it's a rap.
Factual.
It's a rap.
And my mom, she was like, all right, cool. So she started taking me to bars.
For these gigs,
like, first gig,
yeah.
like, yo, my son rap, let him rap. You know what I'm saying? She was like, I'm about to throw you out to the wolves for real. And like, you're going to get the most honest, input. Yep. And I remember
the way
her
to do it.
taking me to a Twista concert. Me and my homies, we was not old enough to be in there. And
Absolutely not. This is okay. Twista's album was Adrenaline Rush.
Yo.
And what was another one after that?
Kamikaze was the one that I met him for.
It's just two albums, right?
No,
Did he have more than that?
Yeah, he had more than that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tapped in with Twista, but I just know about those two.
And but like, he had a concert, and she took me to the concert. They had a contest where it was like, yo, you know, they're gonna have people come up and they're gonna pass mic to people in the crowd to rap, and whoever the crowd likes get to meet Twista. And so my mom was like, psh, my boy rap, you know what I'm saying? And so they let me rap, the crowd picked me. I met Twista back in the day. I was rapping like fast, just like him.
Just like him, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So he's probably y'all blueprint, like who everybody kind of looked up to and wanted to kind of sound like and kind of imitate. Yeah,
definitely. Him, Twista, Do or Die, that whole
Do or Die, yeah.
Yes. And so
that was late 90s?
Yep, early 2000s.
Early 2000s,
Yep, late 90s,
okay.
early 2000s. And I remember, you know, my mom, they pulled my mom to the side and was like, yo, we'd love for him to come on tour. And like, you know, rap, we'll bring him out to rap just like Twista before he come out and whatnot. And next thing you know it, at 14, I'm on tour with Twista. Kanye was on the tour. This was when Twista and Kanye was working on Overnight Celebrity and all of their songs. And just, you know, seeing Kanye at that, you know, at that point in his career, this was like
this is still early Kanye too.
Yeah, this is when nobody was taking his rapping serious at all. They was just like, yo, give us the beats.
Yeah.
And Twista had a potential situation going on with Rockefeller, so like just that whole thing was going on.
Was probably crazy.
Yeah, and just being in the studio watching Ye work, watching Twista work. I was like the little kid they used to send to the store, like, hey man, go get us something to drink.
Yeah,
go get us this,
I will.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure will.
Just to fly on the wall, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, once again, I
learning
just
that game early though.
Yeah. And I felt like
in.
that was God showing me what my life was going to be like potentially. And you know, I just soaked all of that up. Had a lot of big homies. I ended up going on tour with Twista for a long time. And then when I wasn't on tour with Twista, I was on tour with Do or Die. So getting molded by those legends and seeing how they moved before the internet came, and then me growing up in the internet, you know what I'm saying? And knowing how to do that, I feel like that is really what gave me like my superpowers on how to promote myself, because I knew how to do it in person and I knew how to do it on the net. So
I love that. So walk me through now, tour with Twista, being in the studio with Ye and Twista. Now for yourself as your own individual, you know, solo artist, like what was the next big step for you?
The next big step for me, man, I really just soaked up so much game because I had a really close relationship with his manager. And so I got to see like the business side of it and hear the conversations that most artists don't really get to hear. You know what I'm saying? And the negotiations and all of that. And so I was taking all of that and applying it to my career. You know what I mean? At first I was, you know,
always be a student of the game.
Oh, always.
Yes.
Always be observant, you know what I'm saying? And for you rappers out there that may be watching this, never try to get to know the rapper. Try to get to know his manager. Try to get to know, you know, whoever's sitting on the phone the whole time while everybody else having a good time. That's the real person you want to get in tune with. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, I just I started booking my own shows, doing my own PR. This was like crazy blog era days. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Andrew for Fake Shore Drive. Shout out, rest in peace, DJ Timbuktu. Legendary DJ in Chicago. He was the first person to play me on the radio in Chicago. So, but yeah, man, I just was killing the blogs, doing my own shows, doing college shows, all of that type of stuff. And I ended up meeting Wiz Khalifa.
In Chicago?
Yeah.
Was he on tour?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the homies had booked him for a show.
Okay.
And it was so crazy because this was obviously before weed got legalized.
Okay.
And the Wiz and his manager kept getting kicked out the hotel.
For smoking too damn much.
Smoking too damn much.
Yeah.
So the promoters called me in the middle of the night and they like, yo, Wiz done got kicked out of every hotel we done took him to for smoking, and his manager went to jail.
Oh my god.
Like the police came. Manager say, shout out to Will.
Bro, can y'all just stop smoking?
You know what I'm saying?
Like y'all couldn't just stop for a second?
Hey, his manager was a writer though. You know what I'm saying? He took the little weed charge, you know what I'm saying? But they had to wait for the label to send the money to bail him out. So they're like, yo, where can we take Wiz? They was like, yo, can we bring Wiz to your crib?
Hell yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah.
Of course, bro.
Like, what?
Of course y'all can bring Wiz.
That's crazy. How random is that?
So random.
That's random.
So random, man. And so Wiz ends up at my crib. You know what I'm saying? Yo, just sleeping in the room.
What year was this again?
Oh my God. This was like 2015, I think. And
so this is still kind of early Wiz.
Yeah, this is very early. This is very early. This is right before Black and Yellow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is early grinding independent Wiz. You know
when
what I'm
did
saying?
Say Yeah come out?
Say Yeah. That was like the major single he had. I think that came out 2012, 2013, somewhere around there. And so, you know, we had Wiz at the crib, you know what I'm saying? We kept it low key. We didn't tell nobody he was there. We made sure he was comfortable.
Of course.
And after they got...
Did he smoke out your house?
Oh, definitely.
Oh my God.
My shit was smoked out. I called over the best of the best.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To make sure he was nice.
Straight.
Yeah, he was straight. Make sure he was taken care of. And my producers at the time, they were actually a part of the promo team that brought him in. And so after they got his manager out, they was like, yo, let's get in the studio, man. Like, I owe y'all. You know what I'm saying? And they ended up getting the feature from Wiz. And then they was like, yo, who dude crib that I was at? Yo, this for him. You know what I'm saying? And so I ended up with a Wiz feature and falling in my lap. And with the blogs and all of that at the time, you know, the hot new hip hop.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
All of the LA Leakers. Shout out to Be Nice. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jess. LA Leakers is actually the first blog out here on the West Coast that discovered me way back in like 2018, 2017.
But they are very much so tapped in.
Facts. So shout out to them, man. Shout out to Be Nice, and them showing me love, man. And yeah, I ended up touring off of that and learned my first lesson of the game. Because now, fast forward, Wiz ended up signing, I think, with Atlantic. And, you know, we had got the feature, all of that was cool. But at the same time, we didn't have clearance from the label.
Oh, wow.
So this is the time where...
And that's so important.
So important.
Yeah, you don't even think about that kind of stuff. Yeah.
For real. Like, artists, you know, if an artist is in town and y'all do a feature, get your paperwork right. Yeah. Make sure it's clear by the label. Make sure you get the right specifics done. Otherwise, you're throwing your money in the air. You know what I'm saying? And what happened was, you know, Wiz was all the way down with the single. But when we talked to the label was like, okay, you know, we're gonna charge you $30,000 for the clearance. And but that was for Wiz to get in the video and get the clearance. Gosh. And I'm like, I ain't got $30,000, bro. Like, I'm a shorty, you know what I'm saying?
That's a lot.
Yeah. And so with that being said, I'm like, you know, we don't have that, you know, what can we do? What rights can you give us for this record? And this is right when physical sales and streaming was like in that weird space where labels were trying to figure it out still. So they're like, look, you can't sell this, but you can stream it. We're going to give you rights to stream. Which is still,
listen,
back then,
I'm going to run this shit up.
You feel me? So back then I was like, whatever. Because I still didn't understand streaming. Yeah. And obviously now, like, that's all there is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so getting that was, you know, a blessing in disguise in itself. But that was like really what got my foot in the door. And after that, it was off to the races. You know
I think this is still the MySpace. Was this MySpace era?
No, it's past MySpace era.
I'm trying to think of what social media outlets were out like then. But
Twitter. This is when Twitter was a free for all. Yeah. Good early Twitter days. You know what I'm saying?
We went through so many phases. Man, oh my gosh.
Facts. Early Twitter, early Facebook days. You know what I'm saying?
And did people used to promote music on Facebook? No. It was really. Yeah, it was MySpace. That's where MySpace was probably the only music.
Yeah.
Dat Piff.
Yes.
That's it.
Dat Piff.
That's what I was looking for. Dat
Piff live mixtapes. You know, that era. You know what I'm saying?
And it seemed so tricky to use too.
Oh yeah, it was, man. But you know, me being relentless, like I'm that artist that would go. I have $200 in my pocket to my name, and I spend $150 on a bus ticket to get to somewhere and meet people. I'll sleep on somebody's couch. I'll sleep in a rent-a-car. Like, I'm one of those artists, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, a lot of these artists these days don't really have kind of that niche no more where they want it that bad, you feel me? And I just feel like when you put your whole faith into your talent, into whatever gift God gave you, God is going to make a way.
Absolutely.
He is going to make a way.
Yeah, whatever you put out in the universe, you should be able to get back tenfold.
All the way.
And all that energy and just the tenacity and just knowing, like, you have to, it sounds so cliche, but you have to know, like, this is my destiny.
Yes, absolutely.
And I tell people, and again, I say it's cliche because people be like, well, what does that mean? I'm like, you have to know that this is what you're called to do. Mm-hmm. And you have to believe that.
Absolutely.
You may not see it now. It may not feel like you're there. It's going to get weird at times, but you have to wake up every single day and just know, like, you know what, this is my calling. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put my all into it, period.
Yes, absolutely.
So it just your story is just really giving me, like, you know, by any means necessary.
Oh, for sure.
By any means necessary.
Sure. And that's what I was all about.
Yeah.
By any means, I don't care if I'm messaging, you know what I'm saying, 100 people a day to check out my music, like, whatever it took, you know what I mean, to build that awareness, because I knew I had a gift. I just knew I needed to get eyes on my gift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, you know, fast and forward to, what was it? I think it was about 2018 is when I made a lot of changes in my life.
Okay.
Because obviously getting introduced to the music industry at age 14, you jump off the porch real early.
And you're just excited.
Yeah.
About whatever comes your way.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, you get exposed to a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I got exposed to a lot of things that, you know, a kid that was 14, 15 wasn't supposed to get exposed to. And then just growing up in the hood, you know what I'm saying? And all of the things that come along with that, you know, it was, you know, not having a dad and whatnot. My dad's been locked up since I was a baby. You know what I'm saying? He got life. So there is no coming out for him. You know what I'm saying? And so I went looking for a lot of parental figures in the street. You know what I mean? Just like most young black kids, you know what I'm saying? And being in the music industry and having popularity and all of that, like, you know, it's, you know, it can get really tricky out there. A lot of people will try to just use you for, you know, whatever you bring to the table.
Absolutely.
And so navigating through that, you know, I ended up losing a lot of friends, losing a lot of family members. And it all just kind of came to a head. You know, my brother passed away in a car accident. Then my grandfather passed away.
But is this the only sibling you have?
No, I have a sister and another brother.
Okay.
But you know, the deaths were back to back. First it was my grandfather, then it was my brother, and then it was my mom, and then my grandmother. So, you know, and y'all probably cannot see, but I got them all tatted on me now. You know, all their faces tatted on me. And but yeah, I was the one that kind of had to keep the family together. I had to plan the funerals, things of that nature. And so that took a real big toll on me. And after making some serious changes in my life, I got diagnosed with severe anxiety and severe depression. And so, yeah, it was a crazy time in life.
What people have to know is that is a real thing.
Yes. And I was running from it. You know,
how did you discover that you had anxiety? Like, let's talk about anxiety, because I have it too. I haven't been diagnosed for it. And that's kind of one thing I would say that I'm not claiming, because I don't really know if it's
a thing or not.
If it's a thing or not.
For sure.
You know, but I do know it's real.
Definitely.
I know it's real.
Definitely.
But I've just kind of been doing more of the holistic self-treating myself route, which is simply just self-care, eliminating certain things from my life, meditating, exercise, sleep, not
and sleep.
Taking in so much and consuming so much from elements. Elements could be people, from the universe, from the world. My therapist said I have environmental anxiety. She said I could be triggered by somebody driving next to me with tinted windows.
Yep. Absolutely.
Thinking like, okay, so are they gonna bust on me or something?
Exactly. And a lot of it comes from childhood traumas. A lot of it comes from, you know, for me in particular, when I realized that I had it, was like, I remember going to church after, and like, but prior to me going to church, the only time I had been in the church were for all of those funerals. So I was traumatized from the church. I didn't want to be nowhere near a church because of the fact that it brings back all of those memories. And I remember going to church, actually out here. I was visiting one of the homies out here, and he was like, yo, bro, I got to take you to my church, man. I got to take you to my church. I'm like, all right, for sure, bro. Like, let's do it. You know, I didn't really think nothing of it. And then as we're riding to the church, I could just like start sweating. My hands got clammy. Like, it was a crazy
It just
feeling.
took you to a place of when you were in the church for funerals.
I felt like I was on my way to another funeral. And even the whole time while I was in there, it was still like, I couldn't focus. My mind was my mind was racing. I was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And I almost felt like I was about to faint. Like felt physically sick.
Yes.
And
that's exactly what it feels like.
It tripped me out because then soon as we got up out of there, like I went, back to his crib, took a shower, and I was like, yo, what was that? Like, what was that? You know what I'm saying? And that's when I really started questioning, like, yo, was I about to have an anxiety attack? Was that an anxiety attack? Like, what is anxiety? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, so, and that's when I went and got evaluated when I got back. And you were like, yeah, man, you are, you're performing at a very high rate. You're doing great on the surface, but there's a lot of traumas and PTSD that you have not dealt with on the inside. And I feel like a lot of cats that grew up in the street, was out in the street doing their thing and seen things, experienced things, like it's a lot of healing that needs to be done. And we don't, we think just because we carry it well don't mean it's not heavy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And they might not know it, but that's how a lot of people get like sleep paralysis and things of that nature. And a lot of these cats, you know what I'm saying, that people would look at as gangsters or whatever, it's like, yo, y'all need this therapy the most. Y'all have been through so much in the street that
and they normalize it.
Yeah. And
like this is normal.
Definitely.
And it should be normal.
No, and it shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yep.
And that's why like my next album is called Philophobia. And that's the fear of falling or being in love. And philophobia is I'm really taking head on mental health for men. You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
And
I love that a lot.
Just talking about, certain situations and speaking a certain language where people understand it. Because I feel like in the minority community, period, no matter if you're Black, brown, Asian, mental health is not taken serious. It's not. You know what I mean? And I feel like having that uncomfortable conversation is what God put me here to do. I feel like my talent is amplifying people's intuition. I feel like my talent is putting things in perspective for people.
Yeah. And
putting it in a universal perspective for people to understand. And that's really what I'm doing with this new album, man. I'm really excited to just give it to the people. You know what I'm saying?
Do we have a release date?
We don't have a release date yet.
Okay.
Should be end of July, early August, though.
Now that you're in LA, you've been here now, you said a little over a year. Have you been tapping in with any other artists from LA? Or do we have any LA features on the project?
Not yet.
Like what's the sound of the album?
The sound of it's all over.
It's all over. Okay.
Yeah, so it's definitely got some LA feel records on there.
That's where I was leaning towards.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. I'm embracing it. I'm embracing
like,
it.
Don't come over here and don't, like embrace our culture.
Yeah, I'm embracing the culture fully.
Okay.
I grew up on West Coast artists.
Yeah.
My mom lived out in Sacramento for a while, and I just remember her coming back and bringing all of the music, all of the West Coast. I mean, I was raised on Pac. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
Pac was my biggest influence. I felt like as a little kid, like...
Well, that makes sense to me because you're very profound.
Oh, all the way.
And then you just enunciate. I know that sounds crazy, but a lot of artists don't enunciate anymore. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're talking about. But the beat is cracking, so I guess that's cool because the beat is cracking. But I'm really big on lyricism and wanting to hear what you're saying.
Facts.
And then I'm going to tap into the beat, but I want to hear the story.
Yep. And I feel like a lot of new artists that are out right now, you can ask anybody, like, yo, what do you love about their song? Oh, man, I love the beat.
Yeah, I love the beat.
I love the beat. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I'm the exact opposite.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, I love what they're saying, what he's saying in this music. Like, and it's speaking to people. You know what I'm saying? When I'm getting messages in the middle of the night from men and women saying, yo, this song saved my life. I don't know where you came from. I don't know where this video came from, but I needed it at that very moment. And I looked at your other stuff and I'm addicted. Like, this is bringing me out.
No, it's very addictive. Like, I can go through your reels and just watch. But that's exactly what happened. Somebody, again, you were sent to me and it was the story. It's so many that have been sent to me, but that's exactly how I started following you. It was just one led to another, to another, because you have different stories, different topics. Yep. Your cadence is good. Like your presentation is good, your delivery is good, and you're very, very profound. And then you're something to look at, of course, too. So all of that in one. But I think that your social media presence is amazing.
Thank you.
I know you just recently did a challenge. I never could pronounce her name. Queen Naja.
I say Naja.
Nija?
It might be one of the
Sis,
other.
don't like,
right?
sorry,
Hey,
like no shade, but okay.
no shade.
But you recently just did like the remix. She posted
Mm-hmm.
her song and she just wanted to hear, some covers.
Yep, she did a Hate Out Love challenge. I know,
Yep.
and a lot of artists has been really trending from
Yeah.
TikTok, the open verses and stuff like that.
Open verses, that's what it's called. Open
Yep.
verses. And you were actually one of the ones that she selected.
Yes.
So you're in that slide. Go check it out.
indeed. Go
It's
check
one
it
of her
out.
most recent posts. And so how you think, like I know the momentum on your phone is going crazy right now.
Oh yeah, I was at Target. You know what I'm saying? I'm at Target getting
I know
something.
you were like, oh shit.
And my phone started going
off.
crazy. And
Yeah.
then like my sister had texted me and she just OMG, 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 OMG. I'm like, me thinking from the hood, I'm like, man, what happened?
Yeah.
Something happened to somebody.
Automatically thinking
know what
something
I'm
bad,
saying?
yeah.
Automatically. And then I go to IG and I see a message from Queen Naija. And I'm like, what? And then I click on it and it's her tagging me in the post that she had picked one of my videos. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. And so, yeah, then after that, my phone was just going, like, I had to put it on silent.
Yeah, because it's too much. And it's going to continue.
Facts,
It's going to
facts.
continue. I mean, she's one that's just, she's buzzing right now. She has good momentum. She's one of our new up and coming artists that people just love right now. So
Facts.
I think that's a good look for you for sure. And if she
Absolutely.
does a remix, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully.
Hey, whether
You're
I
on
make
that
it
thing.
on there,
I
or
know,
not,
but I like to still speak it into that.
Let's do it.
Let's just still speak it. But if not,
Yes.
it's still a good look for you.
Absolutely.
Regardless.
Absolutely.
It's still a
And
good look for
I
you.
feel like, later on down the line, we're going to get a Queen Naija feature regardless. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's anybody else you want features from that?
And I actually want to start working with the artists out here. You know what I mean? I want to be that artist that they come to for that vulnerable record.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
I love
like
that.
when they want to talk about their life and what they, some things that they've been through, or be vulnerable when it comes to women. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The female artists out here, like it's so many dope R&B artists out here that
Who
I'm finding out about.
who are you tapped into?
I'm not tapped into any. I just be going through,
Yeah.
looking at the locations.
Well,
you know what I'm
R&B
saying?
wise, I'm gonna have to throw out Kenyon Dixon.
Okay.
Have you heard of Kenyon Dixon? Get familiar with Kenyon. There's Zaya Bell. There's my girl Jazzy. There's, oh my God, Leah Wright. She's from the Crenshaw district.
Okay.
Keon Bell, hard. He's so hard. He's from the Crenshaw district also. That's my girl Fallon. There's so many artists that are just like bringing it back.
Yeah.
Bringing it back.
Yes.
I'm talking about like the Donnell Jones R&B.
Ooh, yeah.
And that's why I mentioned Kenyon first. Like Kenyon is just R&B to the soul, to the core.
And I'm rap to the core.
Yeah,
And I want to
y'all
bring
would be
back.
a good. I'm tagging Kenyon in this clip. We're gonna
Yo.
post this clip because this is a good collaboration right here. But yeah, I think that for sure you and Kenyon can do some magic together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I wanna bring back that
Yeah.
element of rap where rappers rap and singers sing. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
And
Period.
it's it's just a combination, man, that gave us so many classics.
Yeah.
Classics we all grew up on,
Yeah.
and I just want to bring that back.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. And just speak. What I'm so versatile. I can rap on any type of beat.
I agree.
I can, you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And growing up in that whole mixtape era, you know what I'm saying? And like always doing freestyles and remixes, I feel like that's what keep the pen sharp.
Yeah.
And I write for other artists. I do a lot. I engineer, mix, and master my own records.
You did say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even on the new project, the latest project that I have out, Broken Art 3, that's the first time I actually did my own production on it. And
The
that's
entire project?
no, just like it's like 4 records.
Okay,
on
got
there.
it. Okay.
But like those are some of the deepest records on the project, and it just felt good to be a part of that process. And because I'm just so used to getting a beat and taking off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the fact that I could orchestrate and really make sure that the sounds are complementing what I'm saying with the words, and it's just came out beautiful.
I'm excited for it. Like I heard the second one, and like I was telling you before the camera came on, it's so much vulnerability. It almost made me feel sad in the sense of because of the storytelling. You were talking about you had some storytelling about your daughter. You mentioned your brother. You talked about the accident, and it was just more so listening to your story. I'm like, well, damn, this is deep.
Yes.
And it was like from one story to the next, to the next, to the next. Like I said, it was so much vulnerability, but that's what we need. Music is about emotion and how it's supposed to make you feel.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly, it just took me to a place of like, well, he has something to say.
Yes.
And he opened up to us about what was going on in his personal space.
For sure. And I feel like that's, you know, when it comes to music and everything that's going on in the world, that's what people need right now.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They don't need another star. They need a human being.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Just like that.
Straight up. They
Just
need somebody
like
to remind us that we're all human, that we all make mistakes, we all suffer from things, and just something real and raw again. You know what I mean? I feel like everything is so filtered up. Everything is, you know, so microwaved.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying right now?
Yeah, it is.
And that's why I feel like, you know, God brought me out here to the West Coast, man, to really amplify my message and what he wants me to give out to the world.
So you think you're here to stay, or?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, good.
Definitely.
Good.
You know what I mean? I got a lot of work to do out here.
Good.
So.
Well, I'm excited for you. Okay, well, we're going to really, really fluff up some things. So, you know, I have hip hop trivia for you.
Okay.
So let me get my questions together. Now, this is really just going to test. I feel like you in your bag, but this is really just going to test to see if you really know your history. Some people have epic failed. Okay, don't call yourself an artist if you can't go back to your history. If you don't know your history, excuse me. If you don't know your history, don't tell me you the new king of nothing if you can't give me no R&B facts.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? These are easy though.
Okay, it's good.
These are lightweight.
We're going to see. We're going to see.
First question. CREAM is an acronym for what?
Cash rules everything around me.
CREAM, get the money, dollar bills, y'all.
You feel me?
Okay, we on the road. That was easy.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay. This is another easy one.
Okay.
But I still got to ask because you might fumble. Okay, I don't know. All right. What is the name of the label founded by Puffy? Bonus is if you could tell me the year.
Bad Boy? Was it 93?
Ooh!
Yeah.
Come on with it.
I do. I'm a student of the game for real, man.
Okay, now. Give me 5 artists that were signed to Bad Boy.
Black Rob, Mace, Total. What was their name? Shine. And Biggie, of course.
Oh, good. You know okay. Good. And we can throw some bonuses in there. Lil' Kim.
Was Lil' Kim signed to Bad Boy?
Yeah.
I felt like she was Def Jam.
I'm like, yeah. Maybe. What, she wasn't signed to Bad Boy? Okay, we listen. This is me now fumbling. Right. Okay, but we just gonna add her as a bonus Bad Boy affiliate.
Yes, it did.
Because Biggie wrote all. Well, let me not say all, because somebody might come for me.
Right.
But Biggie wrote most of her stuff. Mace.
Yes.
And Faith Evans.
Absolutely.
Okay. I might have fumbled Lil' Kim. Let me just. But anyway.
I'll put some respect on Mace's name too, man.
Right.
Mace really held Bad Boy together. After Biggie died. He really held it together, man. And his pen game. Like, he wrote a lot of records. A lot of records.
Yes, what an error.
Man.
Bad Boy era is my favorite era. I get slack for that.
You get slack for that?
Between Cash Money era and Bad Boy era,
yeah.
That was like my soundtrack. Ooh. And then when Jay came out, when The Rock came out in the 2000s and killed it.
That was my thing, man.
I'm talking about oversized t-shirt Jay-Z though. Like 2000, 2004 Jay-Z. Like Black Album, before the Black Album. Dynasty. The Rock. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Throwing the symbol up. Man.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Like Big Pimpin' Jay-Z.
Yes.
Early Jay-Z was dope too though, but when he like started getting swaggy and fly.
Yes.
You know, so.
Like him, shout out to him, shout out to Jay, shout out to Nas. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Shout out to X. Like
DMX for sure.
That whole era, man. Yeah. But hey, shout out to the West Coast legends though too.
Yeah. See, I know I get a lot of slack too because my first love for music was East Coast.
East Coast. See, mine was the opposite. You know what I'm saying? I was like Tupac.
Okay.
Sugar Free,
legend. Thank you for mentioning him because he don't get enough. Man. I don't feel like people don't mention his name when they should.
E40, you know what I'm saying? The Laws of Game, you know what I'm saying? E40 Fonzarelli.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Shout out to Sibo.
Put some respect on E40 name for sure.
Lynch.
Yeah.
You know,
you all in your bag.
Oh yeah, all the way. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube, you know what I'm saying? West Side Connection.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Psych.
And we're not gonna act like the Dog Pound era wasn't that era.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
sure.
Like, Let's Play House, that whole run with, with Corrupt, Snoop Dazz, all of them. Like,
I used to get smacked in my mouth for singing that Dog Pound.
Well, one of my defense, my first rap album was that I purchased with my own money was Murder Was the Case. It was a cassette though. So I had my aunt, of course, going to the record store back in the day. We had record stores.
Yep, had to go to the record store.
I gave her the money for it. She walked in there and bought the cassette.
Yes.
And we were blasting it at a very young age, trying to sneak it from my mother. And I remember getting my ass whooped.
Yes.
My sister would say, my mom was like, what are y'all listening to?
The double disc albums with the Biggie and the Pac one. Oh my God.
It was something special.
These
like
kids
we
will
come
never
from,
know.
They will never know. We come from a different era.
Reading that booklet, going through the booklet.
So I just started back collecting CDs. So I have a record store that I found in Westchester, and they have CDs there still. So I'm going back to the old stuff. I'm trying to get my CD book game back up.
Yeah, man.
Remember I used to have a CD
one.
book?
Yes, I got a crazy one.
Yeah.
I still got that.
See,
you know
I'm trying to dig in the crates and find all some CDs.
Because I go back to a lot of those records, you know what I'm saying, from back then.
Yeah.
And just grab inspiration and kind of compare like what's going on now in the climate. Because everything resurfaces. You know what I'm saying? And like my music approach is the Pac approach. Pac said, you know what I'm saying, if you talk about certain things that are going on in your life, that's how it's going to live forever. That's how you create timeless music. Because everything that I talk about that I went through, there's somebody out there that can relate to it. And then if they can't relate to it anymore, there's somebody else the next day and the next day and the next day. And there's constantly going to be somebody that can relate to what you're saying when you're speaking from the heart.
I love that.
And that's why it'll never die.
Speak on it.
You feel me?
Speak on it. All right, we got one more.
Okay.
We got one more. This is the last one. Okay, so I kind of suck at trying to rap these lines, but I want you to finish the line.
Okay.
Oh,
man. Oh, man.
All right, let me see if I can like swag it out a little bit, okay? Nothing make a man feel better than a woman.
No, stop.
Nothing make a man feel better than a woman.
No.
It's not coming to you at
It's
all.
not coming to me
Is it the
at
way I'm
all.
rapping it? My swag ain't swagging enough? Am I not swaggy enough?
It's crazy because I can hear it.
Do it sound familiar?
Yes.
Can you, am I cadence? Let me see if I can, okay. Nothing make a man feel better than a woman.
Is it Pac?
No.
No.
Method Man.
Method Man. Oh, I need to get by.
Queen with a crown that be down for whatever is the next line.
Yeah, all I knew was the hook on that one. All I knew was the hook on that
Yeah.
joint. So
that's a classic record.
She got me on that
I
one.
got you. But you still clap it up for Torrian. Oh, Torrian did it. He did it. He passed.
You feel me? You feel me?
Well, man, I'm so excited for the new project.
For sure. West Coast artists tap in with me.
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely want to work with Kaylin. I definitely want to work with Blast. I want to work with Dom. Man, I want to work with Dom.
I love that you mentioned Dom. He's a Leimert Park legend for us.
Yeah,
Dom
like,
he's one of our ones.
I seen him
it's like it's Dom and Nip, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So,
and I feel like I met Dom. And I feel like it was Dom, Kendrick. It was, what's the white boy name from the Bay?
White boy from the Bay.
What's his name?
Anybody know?
G-Eazy?
G-Eazy? Oh, okay.
Yes, G-Eazy.
I don't know he was from the Bay. Okay, let me.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't see.
Yes, indeed.
Sorry.
But South by Southwest.
Okay.
They had this thing in South by Southwest a few years back called the Illmore. And the Illmore was like the party, like it was invite only type thing. And I remember seeing Dom come out and perform my type of party.
I was gonna say it had to be my type of party.
Oh my God.
We go up.
That
when that record come on.
And then he followed up with the When I Come Around. Oh my God, bro. Like
just different.
Yes.
It's real LA shit.
Yes.
Dom exudes LA to the core.
It's a funny story behind that too, because I remember seeing all of them backstage. I'm like, yo, I'm about to tap in with these cats. You know what I'm saying? So I try to roll the biggest blunt I could possibly roll. You know what I'm saying? Before approaching, because they was all over there smoking.
You was too high.
No, I wasn't too high.
Okay.
I learned a very valuable lesson about the West Coast. So I come through, I got this big ass blunt rolled. You know what I'm saying? What's up? You know, I introduce myself and I like the blunt. And they like, yo, we smoke joints. I was like, Damn.
That's crazy.
Shout out to G-Eazy, because G-Eazy was like, I hit that motherfucker and grabbed it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Dom don't smoke. You know what I'm saying? Blunts. He smokes joints. So I was like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? But it was a thing. And I remember telling the homie, he was like, yeah, bro, most cats, you know, most of these West Coast artists, they smoke joints, fam.
Now you know.
So, now I know.
That's a super valuable lesson.
Exactly.
But you didn't know. But...
So shout out to Dom, shout out to G-Eazy, you know what I'm saying, and all the West Coast artists out here, man. I got mad love for y'all. I want to work with y'all. I want to push y'all to y'all highest abilities, man. So tap in with you.
Dope. Now, how can we stay in touch with you? Drop your social media handles.
Oh, for sure. Everything is at Torrian Ball, TORRIANBALL, TorrianBall.com. Yeah, man, just tap in with me.
Tap in.
Tap in with your boy.
Tap in. Thank you for joining me again. I appreciate you. This was great.
You.
And that's another episode of Get Familiar with your girl, Khrissy B. And we are out till next time. Peace.
Get it.